everybody, and welcome along. It's Saturday again. How did that happen? I was just saying goodbye to you and it was Sunday and then the next day was Saturday. I don't know what's happening here. I really don't. Somebody's stealing our time. Anyway, let's make the most of it. I was going to show you today how to make one of those page huggers that I put a photo of on Instagram yesterday. But it's so complex. It's driven my brain crazy trying to do it. So something else that I wanted for this Blue Garden journal that I'm making is some tags and journaling cards and that sort of thing. So I thought I would use up the remnants. Some people call them scraps. I don't think that's fair to them at all. I don't think you should call them scraps because they're not scraps. They're good bits of paper, they're just odd shapes. So I choose to refer to them as remnants. Do you remember when you were sewing? Everybody's gone through that phase, I'm sure. And, you know, you had remnants that were exactly that. Perfectly good fabric, just odd shapes. So, given that, we're going to use our remnants up today.
Odd shapes, does that make me a remnant?
Well, we haven't used the rest of you for something else, that's the thing.
That's true.
The rest of you has not been used. It tends to be when you've used something from something, the rest of it is a remnant. Well, what have we used you for?
Just the raggy scrap at the back of the shelf.
I didn't say that.
Didn't disagree either.
Anyway, I have... people call these various things... I mean, at the end of the day, they're a collage sheet because we're taking bits of paper and sticking it onto another bit of paper. I tend to call them masterboards. I don't know where I got that term from. It is basically a collage sheet. So I've got all my sort of remnanty bits here in front of me, and we're going to make another one of these. And they're great fun to make. Just don't overthink it. That's all I would say. Don't overthink it. When you do, it starts to get all tight and little bits and whatever. Just go for it. It's my advice. Just go for it. I do want tone edges though, like here. I don't think the straight edges are quite so nice on a collage, to be honest. Having said that, I've got one that looks very straight down there. Oh no, it's slightly decollaged. Anyway, let's get on with it. I hope everybody's doing all right and everybody's well. And can I just say at this stage that if you aren't watching Keong Shotwell's videos on YouTube and Terry on Sweet Pea Papers videos, you're missing a treat. They're both great and they amuse me no end. And I look forward to their videos coming out so I can watch them. I'm really sorry, girls. I don't always leave a comment. I just forget. But that doesn't mean to say I haven't watched them and I've really enjoyed them. So thank you for your output. And everybody else, just bundle on over there. After this, stay here just now. But after this, just bundle on over to either Keong Shotwell. Keong Shotwell is where you'll find her on YouTube. And Terry, our lovely Terry, who's very supportive. You'll find her at Sweet Pea Papers on YouTube. And it's great. They're great to watch. Anyway, let's get back to this. Well, let's get started with this. We haven't done anything yet. So, here's a nice piece. Now, I am using Chapter 1 Blue Garden. I'm also using Chapter 1's Rosy Posy kit, which is gorgeous. And there's some other bits of Chapter 1 thrown in for good measure that I actually just happened to have. So anything that was blue was fair game. This, however, is not Chapter 1. This is a kit from our lovely Lorna, Tailor Made Journals, and it's called, I think it's called Lace Papers. Noella, where do I find the videos? Well, you go to YouTube, you click on the top right and there's a little magnifying glass, like search facility, and you put in there Keong Shotwell, or you put in Sweet Pea Papers, and they'll bounce up for you. So yeah, this is Lorna's paper. It's I think it's called lace papers, possibly, and they're lovely. They're gorgeous. They're fabulous backgrounds. So I've used, well, some of this throughout mine. These are to be journal cards, but I mucked up. I cut them the wrong size. Yes, I did. So I'm going to use them for this. They've got the design that's on them, that I've put on them. I made it deliberately small because it was to poke out through an acetate window. But I got the sizing wrong and that didn't poke through the window. It was all to pot. Anyway, let's make a start with that. So I'm just going to tear that down there. Some paper tears better than others. I'm not great at paper tearing, if I'm honest with you. And I just really want that flower at the moment. But it is kind of satisfying. Now, I'm all right with that straight edge there because I can put that right at the bottom and I can just hang this edge that I should have left square hanging over the edge, and we'll straighten it up in a bit. So, right, great start. So, let's have a look through the blues, see what we've got. Oh, this is such a pretty page. I love this page. I might put that over there actually. So I'm just going to tear that off. Oh, tear it the wrong way. I've got a white border, which I don't particularly want. It's anything but straight, this, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, I could have left that. Silly woman. But I want to tear this one. I really enjoy doing this. It's a kind of break from having to think too hard about the journal and, you know, page layouts, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm going to put that there, just like that. And it's sometimes a good idea to put maybe 3 pieces down first, so as you've got something on the background. Otherwise, if you start here and you go there, it looks like everything's on top of everything else, and that's not really, well, it's not what I want, but to each their own. Oh, this is lovely. I printed it on the wrong paper, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's a remnant. So, I'm going to make a squarish piece to go up at the top. Oh, I want those in, they're nice. This is a weird shape, but it doesn't matter. Right, so there we are. We've got 3 things. Yes, Mr. F?
Jen says, Mike hasn't seen your last video where you shared that beautiful fabric. Can you share it again?
Oh, just took it away. Yes, it's all over there. And whilst you're there...
That one, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Here it is, Mike. It came from Liberty of London, not to be confused with Liberties. No, don't say Liberties. They don't like it. It's Liberty, full stop. To make the point. And it came with this. Look at that. Oh, it's got a little bit scratched already. I should have put it straight away, but I liked looking at it. So, yeah, it's got the Queen's crest there because they are by royal appointment and also by me appointment. So you get this in with the pack, because I guess if you went into the store and you bought it, you would get a little bag to carry it out in. And this is the fabric. It's just gorgeous. And it was I bought a whole metre, which is quite decadent really. But yeah, it's a whole metre. I thought it would come in for many journals actually, because I do tend to err on the side of these sort of colours. Gorgeous, isn't it? I shall hold it up so as you get a better view of it, Mike. What do you think? Pretty nice, isn't it? Yep. So there we go. Straight from Liberty, not from eBay. No shonky middle sellers going on here. Straight from Liberty. I've never done that before, and I feel quite sort of special. Feel special.
Janya wants to know if Liberty is a posh fabric store in London.
Yes.
Well, posh everything.
Yeah, they do sell a lot of things, loads of things, in fact. But they are a posh store. They're on Regent Street, which is about as posh as it gets, I think. And yeah, they're known for their fabrics, because I think they were the first company that brought in sort of Indian dyed fabrics. And they've just gone from strength to strength. I mean, the fabrics are, this one here, it's called Tanner Lawn, is the type of fabric it is. And it is so fine. It's beautifully fine. I mean, this stuff here was made for fabric ruffles. I'm sure it wasn't, but it's so good at making ruffles because it's so fine.
Mike says, as Jem would say, I'm jelly.
Jelly, yeah, jelly. Well, I'm sure they ship internationally. I should never have said that. Anyway, let's get these stuck down. We're just chattering away. I did also, I should be honest with you here, I did also buy a 1/2 metre from eBay as well of Liberty fabric, which is on that table as well. If Mr. F could...
Tony says, good for you, it would be like her ordering from Tiffany's.
Yeah, similar thing. Similar thing. Could you pass me that other 1/2 metre that there is of the blue?
That's the wildflower.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
No.
That one?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one I bought off eBay. It's Liberty as well, but you don't feel so good about it because it's from eBay. It feels slightly shonky.
But it's not.
But it's not, it's Liberty. And that's this one. And I've got like a fat quarter of this. Really, is what I have. But isn't it nice? It's lovely. So yeah, I won't be stuck for the odd fabric frill. And in fact, the day that I got them, I got my sewing machine out and I made yards of fabric frill. It was a bit dodgy cutting into it the first time. I won't lie. I did sort of hesitate with my scissors over it, but soon got over that. Right, let's stick this on. A lot of chitter-chatter today, isn't there? I kind of was looking forward to the chit-chat today. That's why I decided to do something really easy and something... You've all seen me do this a million times before, but it's fun.
Oh, Dixie says she loves show and tell.
Yeah, especially when you've got something as glamorous as fabric from Liberty. I was beyond excited when I saw the purple bag. It's so stupid, isn't it? But I was. So I'm just using my glue stick. You can use whatever glue you fancy. It's just this is more than adequate for what I'm doing. Like I say, I don't think that's straight, but you know, we're not aiming for straight. The glue page is getting a bit gloopy. Right, so we've got those three stuck down, so let's have a look through the... That's quite a nice piece, that's a nice piece, that's a nice piece, that's a nice... Oh, there's lots of nice pieces here. Yeah. Excuse me. I can go all day and not clear my throat, and as soon as the camera comes on, I need to clear my throat. What's that about? Right, I'm going to put this piece up here, not because it sort of it matches this, it's just it's a nice size to go in there. So I'm just going to tear that. You alright, Mr. F?
Yeah, Mike's just confessing he loves fabric and he loves to iron it.
Loves to iron it. I should have ironed mine before I made my fabric ruffles, because when I tore it off it went a bit curly at the edges. So it would have been better if I'd ironed it, but I didn't. But I am looking at my journal to see how many fabric ruffles I can fit in it. Right, so I think that bit looks okay there. I'm not inking these pieces. You can, if you want. It gives a different look, but that might be the look that you're after.
Jen says he loves spray starch.
Oh yeah, spray starch. And fabric stiffener as well. That's a nice thing. I think I've told you before, I used to have a business making curtains and blinds and stuff. And I used to use spray starch quite a bit to spray the fabric before you made blinds. It's very satisfying, Mike. You'd like it. Okay, so I'm not being precious about this, about little bits or big bits or whatever. Whatever it is fair game, I would say. Let's have a look. That bit could go down there. It's a bit samey though. Ooh, that bit. Yeah, if I'm careful about how I tear this, that might be big enough. I'm just so rubbish at this, but you know. Right, so yeah, that'll go there. I've still really got to tear a bit off there unless I put a bit over it, which I think I will do. Make my life easier. This is a piece from from Rosie Posey. It's lovely. Ooh, pick it up quick. I haven't covered the other bit. That's it. Oh, I don't think I've covered that bit at the top either. Altogether, it was wrong. What are you on the search for, Mr. F?
Nothing, just mooching.
Just mooching, okay. Right, so that's it. So now we need a piece that's going to go kind of over that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do fine. Is it something I'm likely to know where it is?
No.
No, okay. So I just want to cover this square edge here, so I'm just going to put that there. I know that's covered quite a bit of that, but it's okay. Don't worry. Fortunately, this glue rolls up and comes off. I picked a bit of it up there off my glue page, which is now too gluey to use. I'm just using an old dictionary, and the pages are so thin that when I've finished with them I just fold them over and tear them out, and then I've got a double thickness piece of dictionary paper should I ever need it. I've got quite a stack of them now and haven't felt the urge, but you never know. Okay, what else have we got? That. Oh, that, I could put that way. That'd be quite nice. Need to find another narrow bit there for there though. Just mooching through my stuff. See what I've got. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a whole new idea on things. Let's tear this off. So you can see some of my remnants are actually very useful bits of paper, really, to be honest. but they're being useful now, so I don't feel bad about it. So if I put that there, oh, need it a bit longer than that. That's quite a big bit, but it'll be all right. Be okay. Because it's going to get cut up and made into tags and journaling cards and stuff. So where we've got this big bit here, that's probably not going to be all on one thing. So we'll be all right. So, just using that straight edge to go on the straight edge of my paper. Going together nicely. I just want a kind of smallish bit for there. I've got these little labels. Are they big enough? Not quite. That's the same bit I've just used. What about a bit of this? This is nice. I love these papers, and I love the journal. I'm loving, despite the fact I'm contorting my brain. I'm really loving making it because I want it to be like super over the top pretty. I've been painting die cuts again this morning. You know, those little super fine tattered lace ones that I showed you the other day. They're lovely, but you're stuck with the colours that they want you to do. I don't like that. I like to do what I want to do. So I, what do you call it? Die cut them. I don't know the word for it. I got some die cuts of them this morning in watercolour paper, and I have painted them all myself in the colours that I want that will be useful to this for my journal. Right, it's okay. It's quite a small bit, but that's fine. And I can put that bit there. I've got other colours in that. That's quite nice. It's a kind of nothing colour. I quite like it. All these labels came with one of the chapter 1. I'm really sorry I can't be more explicit as to what came with what, but they're just all in my box named chapter 1, so glue stuck on that. It's my workout for the day. Right, what about this piece here then? See, that's going to look like it's upside down, but two things here. This whole page, it's a bit like this one. They're all ways up. See that? I printed that on kind of like glossy paper. Didn't like it. I did not like it. I think that's going to be long enough. Just tear off along here. And we'll see. So you can do this in any genre that you like. You know, if you're really into grunge or whatever, you'll have your own papers that you use for that. But they're all useful, is what I would say. You can make a masterboard from anything. Right, does that fit there? Oh no, there's a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit missing, and there's a bit missing there. So, forget that idea. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to tear off that dark edge because I don't like it. I know you've watched me do this before. I'm aware. I'm copying myself. Oh, it's not right. It's not the right piece, really. Could have put that there. Oh, I've got all white down here now. Yeah, could I? Yeah, that'll go there, but I need something for under there. And it needs to go underneath, I think. Well, I've got this. Let's forget about that for the time being. I've got this, and if I tear that there, and sort of there. Yeah, that's lovely. And about there. My sister's on her holidays at the moment in Scotland, and she's just sent me a little video of my cousin's son playing bagpipes at someone's wedding. And it's great. I can't believe he could do it. It's magnificent to listen to. And I hope the people who got married liked it too.
She wants to know, do you use copy paper for the bays? Just use whatever you've got.
I use 160 GSM it is actually. And I find it supports the glue a bit better.
That's the white stuff.
This stuff, the base, yeah. Yeah, I would use thicker than copy paper because it'll buckle on you, even with glue stick, which isn't a wet glue, but it still will buckle on you. So something, a little bit thicker. Right, so I want that there, and I want that there. Right, there we are. Job done. Okay, let's put the glue away.
Guillaume says she loves bagpipes, takes a lot of talent. I've heard they're one of the hardest instruments.
Yeah, I believe so. I have never given it a go, but he requested as a quite small child that he learn how to play the pipes, and he's persisted throughout. Now he's 18 or whatever, and he obviously practices quite a lot because it was very accomplished. And I'm really grateful to her for sending me the video. It was very nice. Can't believe that he wasn't nervous. In actual fact, the melody, the tune that he was playing is quite a slow one, and I did notice that he was playing it quite quickly, and I imagine that's down to nerves. So I've just cut off all the overhanging bits that I could see on the back. And there we have it, a masterboard. It's quite pretty, I think, actually. And any way up is up. Whatever way you decide is up is up. You don't have to decide that yet, however. So let's just get some of this clutter put away, shall we? Yes, I think so. Well, I'm not putting it away. I'm just shoving it that way, which means at some stage it's going to fall off the end of the desk. But, that's what happens. Right, let's get these little skinny bits put away. Keep anything that you think you might be able to use in a upcoming masterboard. Sometimes you only just need a little bit just to fill in the gap. So we'll keep those and call them remnants. There we go. Right, okay, we're sorted now. So that's it. So what are you going to do with it? Well, it's slightly thick because I've used quite thick paper. This is quite thick, and I've printed most of these out on quite thick paper, so it's lumpy actually, and you can get away with it. This is a junk journal when all's said and done, so you can really get away with that. But once you've used it, you've used it. So let me show you. This is my masterboard that I created earlier on today. Exactly the same way of going on. And then I scanned it and printed it, and this is what I got. Now, it's not perfect. The colours really need messing around with a little bit. But as you can see, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Which now means this is saved into the computer and I can print it out whenever I want to. And I can have as many of these copies to do whatever I want to do with. And it'll just be like I'm working on the masterboard, but I'm keeping the masterboard good. Or I could work on the masterboard. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to work on this masterboard and just see what happens if I add things. Now this is real experimentation, guys, because I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't done this before. So I've got a water pen. Looks a bit discoloured, so I'll just... It's a posh one, it's a Caran d'Ache one, and I've never quite worked out how it works. It's not like ordinary ones that you just press. Come on, bit of water, bit of water, bit of water. That's it, I think. We're getting there. It's got this sort of plunger on the top, which is all the way in, so... Yeah, that's it. We have water. So I've looked at two Inktense crayons. One is called Peacock Blue, one is called Neutral Grey. The Peacock Blue isn't that peacock at all. It's that sort of colour, which I think goes with our blue garden.
Jen says you could also use your new stitch stamps.
Yeah, absolutely. They will come into it later.
Yeah, so shut up, Jen.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the bottom, this whichever way up it is, I'm going to go around the bottom of this and just put in a little bit of colour there. A little bit of the Inktense. I'm going to get my water brush. I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit, just to give it some definition. Now, the good thing about Inktense is, once it's dry, it's dry. You can't work back into it. So we could do anything over the top of it and it would stay, you know, as it is. This, let's try the Neutral Grey. That's a bit bluer than I had anticipated. So let's try this Neutral Grey. I'm just trying to give some shadows, some shade, some depth. Depth indeed, Mr. F. So just work into that. Pull it down a little bit away from the line. Just like that. We don't need any more than that, I don't think. Yeah, quite like that. Quite like that with the Neutral Grey. So that's not quite dry yet, so I'll have to leave that for a minute. So I'm just going to go just under all the pieces. I might go around the side there. Who knows? Might be a rebel. So I haven't put as much down this time. This really is experimentation. I'm not lying to you. I've never done this before, to my knowledge. Yeah, that now we're talking. That's better. That is better. So why don't you want to pull out quite so much? Let's go to this one.
Do you need a brush and some water?
No, I think it's all right. I think it's just me. I think it's operator error rather more than the brush. Yeah, we're away now. We're cooking. So I'm just pulling that out just to make it look more 3D. I hope you can see that. Hope it's beginning to look more 3D. That's dry now, so I'm going to go in with my Neutral Grey because I don't like that peacock colour much at all. I mean, if I end up with it, I end up with it, but So because I'm doing this, it's much easier to do this on the masterboard, because I can sort of push my crayon up to the page, up to the piece.
Jen's saying if you did some of the pieces with foam tape when you made the masterboard, when you scanned it, you'd get some sort of shadow.
Yeah, she's good, isn't she, that Jen? Comes out with some crackers.
Though of course it is very bright light when it's scanning, so you don't get too much of a shadow generally. But it's a good idea, worth trying.
So I don't know if you can see that, but it's beginning to look slightly more 3D. I haven't altered anything apart from putting a shadow on things. And Jen's idea is certainly worth trying, I would say. Although there's something quite satisfying about this. It's kind of childishly satisfying. You could use any water-soluble crayons. I just happen to have the Derwent ones. Okie cookie. I think I'll go down here. If you started to make your shadows on this side of your paper though, always make your shadows on this side. Don't suddenly swap to that side, because it'll look really wonky. Okay, so yeah, that piece is on top, so let's go for that. And sort of push it up against the edge of the paper, and you get a good line then. So I'm not suggesting you want to do this with all of your masterboard, but just once in a while it's something a bit different, isn't it? Let's go around this label. This is a very jiggly jaggly one. So I'm just going into the colour that's right there, and then I'm just softening it out. I'm going to put that blue one away because I keep wanting to go and pick it up. I can't do that one because this is on top of that. I can do this one because it's on top. That one's on top. Is that one on top? I can't tell. I cannot tell. That one's on top for sure, as is that one. As is this. So there we are, I've got 3 lines. Can I just remind you guys that the Mr. Fix-It's Mega Edith bundle, and it is mega, it's absolutely mega, my goodness me, there's some stuff in there that I had never seen before. Come on, water. It's still on eBay. I'm sure Mr. F will put the link for it for you. And it finishes on Sunday. Monday. I knew that. I don't know why I said that. So if you want to get your hands on some Edith gold dust, then you know what to do. Pop over there, pop a bid in.
Mike has already congratulated you on how well it's doing.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Well, it's thanks Mr. F really, because he was the one that trolled around getting all the stuff, both online and physically. Right, I think that's probably about all I want to do to that, really. I just wanted to show you that you could add shadows to it to make it look more 3D. And I think that we've succeeded. I think that looks quite nice. So,
It's a bit late. Did you want a roll call?
oh, roll call. Let's do a roll
You'll
call.
do in a bit. I'm bound to miss people because I haven't been keeping track. But Deborah,
Hiya, Deborah.
Terry,
Hi, Terry.
Michelle,
Hi, Michelle.
Stephanie,
Hi, Stephanie.
Keong,
Hi, Keong.
Goni,
Hi, Connie.
Lorna,
Hello, Lorna.
Jen,
Hi, Jen.
Mike,
Hi, Mike.
Cara Dixie,
Hi, Michelle.
Benice,
Hi, Benice.
Janya,
Hello, Janya.
Amanda,
Hi, Amanda.
Adria,
Hi, Adria.
Sadie, Sadai, I don't know, SA.di,
Sadie, I guess.
please.
Hi.
Valentina,
Hi, Valentina.
Lovely,
Hi, lovely.
Joe Ray,
Hi, Joe Ray.
Leslie,
Hello, Leslie.
Roz,
Hi, Rose.
Connie,
Hi, Connie.
Sharon,
Who?
Sharon,
Hello, Sharon.
Laurie,
Hi, Laurie.
Joan,
Hello, Joan.
Noella.
Hi, Noella.
If I missed you, shout out.
Well, good turnout today. Well done, guys. Thank you. Right, so there we are. So you could carry on adding and adding and adding. I'm going to put that to one side and I'm going to get my copy out, which you see now we've put the shadows in. It looks quite different now, doesn't it? I quite like that, actually. I quite like the shadows. But there you go. That's me.
You can do it on that one as well, of course.
Yeah, you could do it on this one, but I'm not going to. Because this one is destined for other things. This one I'm going to stamp onto, I'm going to emboss, I'm going to, don't know, maybe stencil, who knows, whatever. I'm going to decorate it. I'm just going to decorate the whole page as if there was nothing, no difference in it, just a flat page. So let's get the, if I'm embossing and stenciling, I probably need to stencil first, because the raised bit would interrupt with a stamp. Yeah.
That's true.
So let's stencil a little bit then. Let's see what we've got in the world of stencils. I don't think I've got anything that brilliant, really. I'm like the cobbler's kid. You know what I mean? Mr. F cuts stencils and I've hardly got any. But anyway, let's have a look. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Is there another one of those beside the kitchen sink? Similar, you know, wildflower. There might be. I think I've seen it now. I want sort of florally things. I'm doing florals. I don't want anything not floral. When am I ever going to use that? Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Excellent. You know that you can make stencils out of your dies, don't you? You can either do it if you only want one or two, just keep the piece of paper that you've cut it out of. Or if you want more, use Mylar and run the Mylar and the die through and you'll get a stencil. I'm sure I've told you that before. Yeah, like these ones. These are the ones I was cutting this morning on watercolour paper. So any of that would make a stencil. In fact, that'll do me quite nicely. Ooh, and a big one. Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking through there anymore then. Let's just put that away. Right. So, given that I'm not having an up or a down or anything else, oh, this is nice paper, this watercolour paper. I think I'll use this because it's smaller. Might be more manageable. And I told you I was going to get some archival ink in Faded Jeans, which I did.
Oh, Dixie wants to know if we missed Susan. I can't remember saying Susan.
No, you didn't say Susan.
Hello, Susan.
Hi, Susan. I'm not seeing you. Oh, yeah, Susan Beck. Hello. Very welcome. Right, so let's just... I'm going to use a brush, you know, one of the makeup brushes that Nancy sent me. I think that's the one I was using. Now, I'm probably going to have to get some washi tape. Some kind of non-sticky washi tape. Like this. This is very non-sticky. Just to mask off some things that I don't want. So I don't want to catch those. Too long. And I don't want to catch those. So I'm masking off the bits that I don't want to catch. Don't want that. Oh, just tear it off. Stop being lazy about things. Oh dear. So I've got those and that. Oh, let's just go for it, see what happens. I'm not exactly sure how much the Faded Jeans is going to show up, but we'll give it a try. And I'm doing it in this because I'm not sure what else I'm going to do on it. So if I use the Distress ink, it will move if I use watercolours over it. Whereas this archival ink is waterproof, it will stay put. Let's just have a little sneak peek, shall we? No, you can't see anything. Maybe need some more ink on the job. Sometimes these little ones are really awkward, aren't they, to get the ink into. But that's where these brushes really, really do work well. Let's have another look. Yeah, it's kind of there, but not there. I don't dislike it. I just question whether it's worth it. But I might put some up on, you know, the lighter ones, because I'm sure they'll show up nicely there. So let's go for the same ones again. I quite like them. And put them over some of Lona's beautiful lace paper. They're not the firmest of things, you know, the stencils that you've made from your die cut. So be careful with them. And they really won't last very long either. Yeah, that's nice. Pretty. Pretty. Okay. Flushed with success. Let's move along. Well, I'm going to stick with the same three. I like the three that I've got. So where can I put that? I can put it down there on Lona's paper again. Showing it up quite well. I hope you guys can see it at home. I'm really going to get going on this one.
If you stamp direct with the pad, would that work or not?
I don't know, I'd have to mask more off. But it's alright, I like that anyway. It's nice. I don't really have another colour I could use because I'm only really using Faded Jeans. So I don't want to introduce another colour. But I'll just carry on regardless. Where's the top of that? Right there.
Jen wants to know if these were the tattered lace dies.
Yeah, they were the tattered lace dies, Jen. I know a few of you have gone ahead and bought those, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to be disappointed. If like me, you love flowers and you love decorating your journals with flowers, these are just the job. But I've decided to use my, cut my own. Oh, look, we're getting better. Yeah, these are they. Tattered lace, super fine flowers. And they're tiny. They're really titchy. I did a video the other day about them. Because the tattered lace themselves, they produce a thing called Charisma, which is the cut-in file for these, and it's coloured. So you just lay your die on top of the flower they've painted in for you and it cuts it out. It's beautiful. That's them, and the number is 565 858, and I'm not I'm not on Tattered Lace's payroll by any way, shape or form. I bought these same as anybody else. I just love them, and they're perfect for me. I really like them. Right, let's try one of these big stamps, stencils. Let's try this one. Can you see that one? Sort of like a grill. This is another one from a Tim Holtz die. That's the word I'm looking for. Right, so I'm just going to put that there on that corner because it looks like a corner stamp. Get some ink on my brush. I don't want this one too heavy, but it's got to be worth doing it. Oh, that looks nice. That's nice. That's nice. Where else can I put this? I haven't got another free corner. Right, I've also got this one from the same die set, same Tim Holtz die set, which is just holes. It's holes. And I'm going to put that sort of there in the middle. Because as I say, these are going to get chopped up. So I don't know what's going to go on any... I'm not going to do the whole thing, just a little bit there. Oh, now it's coming to life. Now I like it. If you've got lovely mixed media things, you know, this is an ideal opportunity to get them out and get playing. Oh, I like these dots. They're dotty. Keong, are you sitting out the garden with your coffee and your cake? I'm imagining you doing that because you said last night that that's what you do. How did your shortbread turn out? Tell us all. Did you bring any for the naughty step? I bet you didn't. I bet you scoffed a lot. Okay, so it's coming together now. We're getting something happening. I think actually I will also do that on the actual masterboard itself because I really like it. So what did I start with? These. So sorry, there's a bit of kind of repetition going on here, but it is me, and you know you know what I'm like. Going to use these while they're still usable. I like it. I probably don't need too many more of those. I'm exhausted, truth to tell. I'm going to put that there. I don't want all the tags to look the same, which they're in danger of doing. Okay, right. Let's move along to the dots. I just bought this ink pad. It's going to be done in no time. Yeah, that's nice. That's slightly more subtle. I'm learning the art of subtlety. Put that way on. Nice. Very nice. Oh, I wanted to use this one, didn't I? In more than one corner. So let's try it over here. It would be loads easier if you taped the stencil down. Just saying. I've got tape here and everything and I still haven't taped it down. So, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's nice. It's just a little bit of something. I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to tape it this time. Just save it rocking and rolling quite so much. That's the thing with this thin mylar. It does want to bend. Wants to bend on you. But you can tape it. Right, it gives me two hands now to get quite a lot of ink on there. You could put glittery stuff through this as well, which would look really nice. Some of that Cosmic Shimmer stuff that I've got, but this isn't a glittery journal at all by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't want to do that, but you can see that pattern coming through. It's quite nice actually. I can't stop myself now. I'm just going to do a bit right in this corner, not over as far as those flowers though.
Jenny says she's having chocolate chip dunkers from Aldi.
Ooh.
They're so yummy.
Dunkers?
Because Keong will be having a shortbread, I presume.
I guess she ate it all last night. That's what I would think. She bought proper Irish creamery butter. And I think it'd be too nice to resist. Oh, that's turned out nice, hasn't it?
That's you projecting again.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're beginning to get something happening here. A little bit of something. Right, now I'm going to emboss. That's the plan, anyway. So, get yourself a sheet of paper. I'm going to stamp in that archival blue and I'm going to emboss in clear. Because then I think that we'll still be able to see the blue through it. As you know, guys, I am no expert at embossing. Definitely not. Right, I need my stamping platform. Don't want to ruin that, it's really nice. And a stamp, always helpful. What am I doing? I'm using rubber stamps, so I'm on the right side. So I've got all those wildflower stamps that are gorgeous, aren't they? I've also got this set. That's nice. I've got the bird. I like the bird. That's probably a bit big for what I need actually. I've got Lona's gorgeous stamp. No, I don't want to use it. I'm looking after it. Yeah, we're down to the wildflowers again, guys. There's a shocker. I bet you nearly fell over in your seat when I said that. So let's get all the little wildflowers out. I'm really fortunate. I've got two sets. I've got the large set and the smaller set. And I make them all work for the keep, I can tell you. I use them a lot. I think that's probably about it. That's a big one, you can go. That's a big one, that's a big one. Oh no, that's the bird. All right, okay. So let's bring this over and we'll magnet it down. There we go, right. So what am I going to do? Well, I do like the bird, but do I want to emboss it? Possibly not. Maybe just stamp it. Let's start with some of these flowers because they're lovely. They're so lovely. I don't want to do too many at a time, that's the thing. Actually, all my other flowers are going that way, so I'm going to make these go the same way. Yeah, I don't want to do too many at a time because I've got to emboss them. You know what I mean? I could put them now. I'm getting a bit frightened now about embossing too many flowers at once. Right, I quite like that placement. I did wash all these the other day, so they should be sticking to the stamp okay. The, yeah, platform thing. I know, when you look at them, it's hard to imagine I did wash them the other day, but I did. Didn't I, Mr. F? I did.
You did?
Because we're all getting a bit grimy. I'm pleased to have some archival ink to stamp with, because I hate stamping with distress ink. I think it's a fuzzy image, a not clear image. Right, where's my, here it is. What's that one then? Bright white, that's not what I want. It's this one, clear. Right, let's stamp it. Please stamp, please stamp, please stamp. But if you don't worry, you're a stamp platform. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to stamp them again because they look quite dry. They're quite nice, but they're quite dry. And I might have a bit of a problem getting the stuff to stick to it. I'm presuming you can do it with archival ink. I don't know. I'm just carrying on blithely. Right, stamp. Then I'm quickly going to remove it. I'm going to remove the lid off here. Put the lid on my ink. I should have done all this before I... Oh, come on. Right. So, let's see if I can get... Oh, piece of paper in there. Where is it? Here it is. Right. Come on then. Do your work. Do your work. I've forgotten Nancy's anti-static, but I've forgotten everything. Might work. It might work, then again. But it's interesting. My goodness me, that's fine. That is very, very fine. Get in the bin. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. I see people waiting till the heat gun gets hot. Mine's hot already, so. Okay, nothing's happening. Oh, it might be now though. Yeah. Oh, yes. It's changed the colour into a dark tealy colour, but never mind, we'll live with that. There we go. It worked. I think that worked. Heidi hoody, who knew? Who knew? Well, I feel compelled to put some on this side now, so our tags kind of go together. So we've got to go through that whole, oh, the whole debacle again.
Jen loves it when you get excited, when it changes.
How many times do you think we've done that? And every single time it's exciting. It just is.
There's a sheen to it now, does it?
Yeah, it does actually. But that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I just wondered, that was all.
Yeah, it's gone sheeny.
Oh yeah, I can see it now when you picked it up in the line.
Yeah. It doesn't want to stay down. Oh yeah, if I hook it down there it does. Right. Where did I put my other stamps? Here, is this them? Yeah. Okay, so, oh, it needs to go this way now. Keep up. So I'll have one there. I can go over the top of those if I want. But I don't. I'll go there. No, I'll go there. And which other one? I don't think we had this one last time. We didn't have this one either. Look at me going for 4. Right. So I've got those there. I need to get this open and not knock it during the kerfuffle of stamping, etc. Okay, I thought something was wrong. It's because I didn't have the stamps on them.
You could probably sprinkle that stuff before you take your magnets and get rid of the stamping board. Just sprinkle it on and then take the paper off.
I'd end up with it all over my stamping board. And I'm still quite precious about my stamping board. I am glad we've got archival though, that I can tell you. I might go twice again, we'll see. Right. People say to give it a minute, don't they, to allow the ink to transfer from one to the other.
Drying, which you don't want.
Yeah, so I've allowed it to transfer. Now I'm going to put a one on that's going to be like super quick at the speed of light. Right. Down. Up. Out. Out. Put that in to save my board. Go away. Thank you. Tense, isn't it? It's tense. I can feel the tension. Tim always says do the dance. Make your fingers dance underneath. I don't think we've got any coming off anyway. No, that's pretty much it. Right, let's put this away because I have finished with this for the day. And it's very, very fine. Almost like you feel like you should be wearing a mask with it, actually. So I can pop that away. Put the lid on this. Because I'm not beyond having a calamity. Right. I'm sure it gets up your nose and stuff. All the pretty things that I'm making for this journal are taking forever. They really seems to be a long process, this journal. But I'm enjoying it. Oh, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. It's gone. I don't know where I put the other ones. Where are they? I don't know where they are. Oh, there's the one here. Yeah, so just to be clear, I'm using archival ink and I'm using clear embossing powder. And it is turning it a sort of a greeny colour. I don't know where any of the others are. There's one. Oh, my tool's nice and hot now. It's going super quick. Do you know where any?
Left bottom left. Yeah,
oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay, so there we are. It worked. I think it worked. I mean, like I say, they're a slightly strange colour, but not awful. What do you reckon? We'll get in there. Okay, so I think now it's probably time to chop them up and see where we're at with them. I do quite like that. So the idea is that I want journaling cards rather more than tags. So this measures, it's an ordinary piece of A4 and it measures 8 1/4, it should measure anyway. Yeah, 8 1/4.
Mike says, looking great, Miss P, and Janya says it's gorgeous.
Oh, you guys, you're the best. The very, very best. So if I cut that half, that would be 4 1/8 along there. And then I could cut them like that. Couldn't I? Can you pass me that 12-inch ruler that's beside the, I think it's beside the Big Shot. I do think it's in keeping with the journal. I will say that. Thank you, my love. So this measures along here just over 11 1/2. So that's 5 1/2 and a little bit. So it's about there. So I think that and that would make a decent journaling card, actually. That'd be all right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the cutting board out and chop this up. Please, could you pass me either a scalpel or a rotary cutter or something along those lines? They look like they should be sticky, but they aren't. Thanks, my love. Right, so what did I say it was? 8 1/4. So 4 1/8. Let's do it the right way. 4 1/8. Okay. Lovely. Now we wanted that at what's it again? Where am I? Who am I? 11, I'll say 11 1/2. So that's 5 1/2, 5 3/4, isn't it? I think. So 5 3/4. Get away, stumps. 5 3/4. I mean, they don't all have to be identical. It's kind of the idea.
There's so many great techniques today, thank you.
Oh, Jen, you're very, very sweet. Thank you very much.
And Ardix says, to me, this is the hardest part. Deciding where to cut it up, I guess.
Well, so many times I've made masterboards in the past and I've cut out a load of tags from it. And then I don't necessarily have places to put tags in my journal. You know, I don't know, I just don't. So journaling cards to me are much easier to place. You know, if you've got an envelope or a pocket behind an envelope or something like that, journaling cards I find are much easier. What did I say? 5 3/4. So that's what I'm making today. That's not to say that through the week one day I'll make the other masterboard that I made into tags. That's very, very possible.
Very nice postcards, they're much.
Yeah, they're perfect. If I had a postcard stamp, which I don't, I would stamp the back with a postcard. But I do not have one, so no point crying about it. Right, these are quite cockly because they're so many layers on them, etc. So what I really want to do, I mean, you could just put them under something, but they're a bit too much for that. So I'm going to back them onto some card, and it will end up quite thick, but it'll be okay. Where's my Timmy towel? I feel like I've got embossing stuff everywhere. So, I'm going to stick these on and then cut round them, because I find that if I cut the exact size, once I stick the thing on, they never fit. So I'm just going to stick them on and then I'm going to cut around them, which is the best way to do it. That way or that way. I can get two along there, but I never get in between them to cut them, so yeah. Oh, Mr. F, I don't have any glue.
You have no glue?
No, could I have some, let's say, Collall? Thank you. It's a great idea having two desks, except everything that I need is always on the other desk. The idea was that I'd, do my sort of paper crafting at the other desk, and I'd do my sewing and messy business. I'd do my messy business over here. But like I say, it always ends up that everything's on the other desk. So I'm just going to put that right into the corner, like that. I'll try my hardest to get that down flush. After you've made these, I recommend that you put them under a pile of books or something, just till they come to their senses. But I do think they're quite pretty. Mind you, with those papers, it's kind of hard to make things that aren't pretty. With the addition of Lorna's lace papers as well. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do something dire to make them not pretty. That one's a bit straighter than the other one, I don't know why. Oh no, it's a bit lumpy at the bottom. So is Timmy still doing his lives on a Saturday? I looked, I think it was last week, and I couldn't see him. Maybe he's on holiday. I'll just go around the corner.
Lorna says that's her problem. She needs to put the kids under a pile of books till they come to their senses.
Yeah, I find it good for most things, actually. The dog, Mr. F. He is usually under a pile of books, and when we're getting that pack together, but with the botanical pictures, oh my goodness, those pages flying everywhere. There we go. So this is quite sturdy card that I'm backing these onto, but it needs it, because if it's not sturdy you might as well not bother, to be honest. It's not going to hold them square. I realise that some of the things I bring you are not totally junk journaling, and I know that, and I'm sorry if you are just into your junk journals and think, what is this woman messing around at? But these are the sort of techniques that I use in my journals, and maybe you'd like to add them to yours. It's just something a bit different, isn't it, from everybody else?
Janu says he's on right now.
Oh, is he?
And Jen wants to know, does he make projects or just show and tell his products?
I have never seen Tim do a whole project. Never. And I must have watched hours of the bloke. He does technique upon technique upon technique. And he shows other people's projects that they've finished, but I personally have never seen him make a project from start to end.
And Keong says everything is junk journaling, which is true.
It is true. But not the sort of traditional, you know what I mean? It kind of got a stamp under there. I've done loads of videos on cutting and folding and all that sort of stuff. So this is just something a tiny little bit different. Right. See then, so I can probably start to cut those out. That one still feels a little bit lumpy, but like I say, it'll come to its senses under a pile of books. They always do. Right, I'm looking for my scissors. Excuse me. I'll just have a drink, that's what I'll do, and see what people say. Yeah, I like the pop of red and pink. I thought I didn't to start with. And I was going to kind of leave out all the pages that had that pink in them. But I've come to really like it. There is a page, actually, a complete page that's just pink. Which I think I'll cut up into journaling cards. Sorry, I realise this is a bit ungainly. The page is big. So all your bits that you cut out, that you've got left over from die cutting, or you know, if you've been cutting rectangles or circles or whatever, they're all good. They're all great to collage with. Don't throw them out. Just have a box that's just sort of remnants. It'll soon get full. It'll soon get over full. Then you've got to start having remnants. Blue, remnants, purple. Is Nancy on today?
I've not seen Nancy. Joe Ray says the cards are very beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Joe Ray. It's very sweet. Let's just chop these off, as I'll end up getting caught on something. Right, so next thing is sort of inking. I'm going to try something a little different. Right, so that's great. Lovely. So there are our 4 journaling cards. Oops, that goes that way. So I'm quite pleased that we didn't take the time to work out where they were going to be and, you know, get the stencils and the stamps in the right place. It looks better when they're like that, in my opinion. You know, you can work out that it's going to be in quarters, so you want a bit of that there and a bit of that there, but then it begins to look contrived. Right, so I'm going to get these out. These are my distress crayons, and I don't have very many colours, and sadly I don't have a blue. I hoped I might have, but I haven't. I've got some Jane Davenport's ones, but they're all quite bright. Maybe this won't work. Oh, there's a grey. That might work. There's that sort of dark teal. That might work. Oh, there's a cuckoo cuckooing. I can hear it. Yeah. The only other colour that I'd give a try to is this one, which I think must be tea dye. Tea dye. Should I try it with that? Or that? Or that? I do not know. I don't know, genuinely. Let's try it on the back of this and see what happens. So this is tea dye. It's quite brown, isn't it? But then again, you'd expect it to be. Yeah, you see, unless you put something like matte medium or something over it, it doesn't budge very much. You can't really... Oh, look at that, brand new, never been used. I think that's just a bit too tealy. What would happen if I got my water brush on it? Time for experimentation. Yeah, that pulls it out, doesn't it? Okay, let's just clean that brush. Let's have a go. Let's get some water. So much for a posh brush. I can't even get any water. Oh yeah, the water moves that as well, so they're obviously water reactive. Fair enough. So I don't need anything like the amount that I put down, because I could paint the whole journal card with it. So I don't know which to go for. That's very tealy. And that's not the colour of my book. So shall I go for it? Let's try the grey. See what happens with the grey.
You might be better off picking it up with the brush and then put it onto the paper rather than...
Yeah, maybe.
Put it on direct. You'll end up with too much otherwise, I would think.
Let's try this. Let's just clean that off. Yeah, I quite like that grey actually. That might be the way to go. Yeah, I think it's our only choice really. I wish I had a distress crayon, Tim Holtz distress crayon in Faded Jeans, but you know, I haven't. So just use what we've got. Right. Yeah, what Mr. F's saying is I might be as well making a palette off these. But then again, I like the jeopardy of it.
Or just picking it straight off the crayon.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen people do.
Maybe they had water brushes that worked. This doesn't want to work. It's rubbish.
No, there's a technique to it.
You have to fill that thing up, don't you? Rubbish.
Got no water in it, why?
Oh, I thought I could see water moving around in it. Obviously not.
Dry them and...
Dry thing in the desert. I don't know if this is going to ruin them completely. I really hope not, because we put quite a bit of work into them. But if you don't experiment, you never know, do you? This is the thing. I think I will start... Yeah, I'll start with this one. Give it a go, see what happens. Have you all disappeared and gone to watch Tim? Yeah, the grey. Yeah, I like the grey as well. Thank you, my love. That's marvellous. So, oh, look at that. There's loads of it. Right, so what Mr. F says he's seen people do is pull it off the nib like this and paint that on. Or maybe not. What I've always done is just put a tiny little bit along the edge there like that, and then work it out with your water. So it's just a fine little line there. I'm just going to work it out with my water. I just want to edge these. I think they need an edge. Can't see for the lights. Right, so now I've got that grey on there. Water pen's gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. Yeah, once I've got this pulled out a little bit, I'm just going to go back in and restate that just very light grey line around there and not pull it out. I don't think it's making a brilliant job of this, to be honest. It's not dark enough. Let's put some more on there. Let's go for it with gusto. Well, it's sort of edging it. I wouldn't say it was brilliant at all. Curious to see how it dries. I bet you Timmy's better at demonstrating this than I am. He should be. Not sure about this at all. Yeah, no, I don't really like it. And pick up what I can. I'm not keen at all. Now I'm going to have to either buy some faded, whatever you call it, denim. Faded denim, is that it? Yeah, one of these. That's what I need. And hopefully then I'll be able to solve this problem. It's not good, I don't like that. But I'm going to ink around it now. See what it looks like. It won't be great. But it might give us a definite edge. I'm afraid you have to be prepared for this sort of thing happening when you experiment. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Okay, well, that's the best I can do with what I've got, which isn't great. It isn't great. Let's just ink around one of these and see how it looks without the grey on. Which I think would probably be a whole lot better. I'm putting quite a heavy ink around the edge. Right, so I'm casting you asunder. I do not like you. So that's the one with the ink on. These are ones that haven't yet been inked. And that's what we've achieved today. Well, we did achieve the other masterboard, didn't we? We made another masterboard. This one, which is nice as well. So that needs a whole load of stuff putting on it. And then we have the other one, that's the copy of the one we've just chopped up. So all is not lost. You know, despite the fact that I've cast this one asunder, it doesn't really matter because I've got another copy and I can print out as many copies as I want to. So that's it for today, guys. Sorry to end on a bit of an anticlimax there. But there's, you know, it's just the way it is. I think that one turned out quite nicely, actually. It's got lots of interest on it. So, that's it. What are you all saying? Ah, Nancy. Hi, Nancy and Will. Nancy, I'm so sorry our conversation ended so abruptly yesterday, but we decided to go out in the car for a little drive around. And it turned out it was like we were only going to go out for like 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. And it turned into a 3.5 hour debacle, is all I can say. We went far too far before we saw a road to turn back round and do a loop. And then the thing boinged that it was short of fuel. And it kept boinging, it was most insistent. So we decided to take a detour to go and get fuel. And on that detour, there was a car accident and the police had closed the road. So we then had to do a detour on the detour. So, it's 3.5 hours it was. It's ridiculous length, considering we were only going to be out such a short while. So I'm really sorry that I ended our conversation abruptly, Nancy. That's what happened. Okay, so there we are. Maybe you want to try these yourself. Throw anything that you have at them, anything at all. If you've got, those cosmic shimmers that we've been using in the... here we go. Well, maybe not that colour, but these are gilding polishers, a cosmic shimmer. You've seen me use them loads of times. If you've got a journal that would support sort of glitter and very high sheen things, maybe you would like to add that, or glitter, or anything, pearly wings, anything you've got. And it's always worth a try. And if you've got a scanner and you've saved it into your computer, what the heck? It doesn't really matter. So there we have it. Thanks a lot for joining me.
You just show them one of those. Keep Jen appraised of the car boot finds.
Ah, right. Let me just remove these out of the way. Yeah. This is Cassell's Saturday Journal. And, I mean, it's lovely. It's beautiful tooling on the front. It's not leather, but it's really nice. Congregational Sunday School, awarded to James somebody, for regular attendance during the year. Get this, 1902. 1902. It's amazing. Reverend James Allett, pastor. Look at the colour of that. That is natural. That's how it is. I haven't coffee stained it or anything.
We'd expect after 102 years.
It's beautiful.
120 years.
Yeah, 120 years. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at the foxing on that. But it's quite fragile. It's not mega fragile. You could get away with it in a journal. Look at the plates. When it gets into the journal itself, then the pages do get more fragile. But some of the things, I won't read it all to you, obviously, but people we hear about. Mr. Arthur J. Balfour is very fond of music and has composed several pianoforte pieces. Now that's interesting, I guess. The Duke of York can make capital sailing boats and other toys for children. Capital sailing boats. Absolutely capital. And everything, I mean, it was fatal in a certain village which, rich in quaint and amusing characters, John Bates was renowned for his ability to hold his tongue. The gift approached genuine, but John was keenly alive to what he considered its incompleteness, although of course he said nothing about it. He made mattresses for a living, and one day a native of the village came into his shop and said, "John, what's the best kind of mattress?" "Horsehair," replied John, and said no more. 20 years later, so the tradition runs, the same man came into the shop again and asked, in Bates' opinion, what was the best kind of mattress. "Straw," said John. "Straw? You told me horsehair was the best." John gave a despairing sigh. "I've always ruined myself by talking," he said. And the whole, every single part of it is like that. It's kind of oldie-worldy and untrue that people would, print it. really. But I've read several of them and several of the little pieces, and it's brilliant. Lorna, this is just what you need. I mean, it's just got fabulous text in and adverts and stuff like that. It's really, really a fabulous book, and there are 2 of them.
It's quite thick.
Yeah, it's quite thick. Subtle tip. Mr. F thinks that we should spend the evenings reading for about half an hour to each other out of this, and I think it would be a scream. It would be a hoot. So we probably won't do it.
You can see why there's a rush to invent television, mind.
I don't know, I think it's great. I love it. Anyway, that's it. That really is it. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'll be here again tomorrow doing something else entirely, because I'm not awfully certain that, yeah, we got a result though, didn't we?
Mike says story time with Fiona and Justin.
Yep.
Fun.
Yeah, fun. Except there's cricket on today, so it won't be happening today. So there you go, guys. Thanks so much for your support. Always. I wouldn't do it without you, because I wouldn't sit here talking to myself or Mr. F. And I appreciate the support so much. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Behave yourselves. Bye.
Take care, be safe, be happy. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.